and welcome to the second episode of Hey, Look, Yarn, the Rocket City Yarn Company podcast. I'm Lisa, and I am Rocket City Yarn. So grab something to drink, grab a snack, grab your knitting, crochet, loom, knitting, whatever, and enjoy the show. So today I thought I would start off talking a little bit about what I've been knitting and what I'm finishing up. So if you look back here, you'll see this shawl. I finished it a couple of weeks ago. It was the Marley Bird Tournament of Stitches 2019 knitted version. And one of the reasons that I really want to show this is I really learned something really fun with this particular project. I had never done color work that was just slip stitches where you really are only working with one color at a time, and it looks like you're doing a lot more simply because of the slip stitches. So I had a whole lot of fun learning how to do that shawl. So I just wanted to show that to everybody because it looks a lot more complicated than it really was. Next, I have been working almost exclusively on my feather, fan, and flare top-down sweater. I've separated for the sleeves, and I'm about to get to the feather and fan part. So hopefully I'll get to that soon. And I'm going to be striping my feather and fan part with the vein color for one repeat, and then another color for the next repeat, kind of doing multicolors for the striping. So I'm really excited. Make sure you can see that good for that. So that'll be fun. So next up, I was going to show what have I been dyeing this week. Well, I didn't bring everything over here, but I did bring my new sock set, which is also done with sparkle yarn with 70% merino, superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina. But oh, look at those colors. I hope you'll be able to see how pretty it is. It's yellows and midnight blues and cream colors. It's just really pretty. And here is the coordinating midnight blue. And this is the coordinating sunshine. Ooh, look how bright that yellow is. So I'm going to sell it as a sock set, either with the yellow or with the midnight blue, is your choice. Now, I noticed on my website when I loaded the sock sets, I just put one entry and then you could choose the color, and then I put the picture for the different ones. So in it there's nebula with choices of the color of the mini, cosmic nebula, there's starfire, and there's this yellow cardinal. Now the reason I named it yellow cardinal was because around here in North Alabama and Tennessee, there have been a lot of sightings of a really rare yellow cardinal. So I was like, that is the perfect name for this yellow, bright yellow color that's unexpectedly bright. So that's why I chose that. But what I want to say about the website is that when you go, you have to click more options to see the rest of the colors that are available. Because at first I thought about making them individual entries, but I think it'll be just much easier, especially when I have several different types of bases, to have it just by the base, type of base and what it is, the sock set, and then you just have to click the different options to see the colors. So if you have any questions about it, just let me know. I'm going to go ahead and plop this in here so they don't get messy. Okay, so next up, what have I been reading? Well, I haven't really read anything new lately. I've been pretty busy. But I like to read for a few minutes before I go to bed. So I have been rereading Outlander series. This one is the second book, Dragonfly and Amber, by Diana Gabaldon, I think that's how you say it. I'm terrible with names. But I have read these a ton of times. And some people don't like to reread books, but I do. So especially if I'm, just want to read just for a few minutes to relax before bed, but I don't want to get really caught up in a new book, then I like to read a series that I've already read. So I've been reading that. So one thing that I want to talk about for this podcast is I've been thinking of doing a virtual knit night. Now, what will a virtual knit night be? Well, I find it very hard to attend a regular knitting group or knit night at our local yarn store because I homeschool, so I always have the kiddo or the husband, wants to do stuff, and I try to reserve weekends and evenings for time spent with family time and my husband, so I really don't have a lot of time to do things that are scheduled, in weird times. So I thought, what if I created a virtual knit night where I could sit here and knit, and I could be live, so I think I'm going to do it live on YouTube, and then people can comment and talk and chat just virtually like we would at knit night. And then I think, I could be wrong, but I think at the end it will save it, and then I can post those under a little tab for virtual knit night, and that way, if, for example, the time that I choose to do the live broadcast is not in your schedule, then you can just click on the time that you can do it and watch it. And you can still comment on it, and I will try to respond to the comments, even if, it's not in real time. I'll try to go through and watch the views if people make comments, and I'll try to respond anyway. So you'll still feel like you've got a little group of knitting buddies. So I look forward to doing that. I think I'll do my first one next week. So I think what I'll try to do maybe, if definitely on the week that I don't podcast, then I will do my virtual knitting night, and I might, if all goes well with the schedule, I might try to do it weekly so that everybody would kind of know, oh, it's going to be this day. And so I was thinking that Thursday night might be a good night, so maybe like Thursday night at this time we're going to do virtual knit night. Now it depends. I thought about maybe doing it in fun locations, in which case it would probably have to be on the weekend. But I think for maximum participation, I might do Saturday nights. So we'll just see how that goes. But what I'll do is I'll announce it, on Instagram, and I'll post it on the website when we're going to do the first one. And then if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, then you'll get it and hit the little bell for notifications. You'll get to see when the first knit night is, so you won't miss it. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to know when the knit night is. Okay, next up, what have I been watching? Well, since I've been on a really long stockinette section on my sweater, I've had plenty of time to binge watch. So I tried Netflix's Dead to Me, which has Christina Applegate, which I really love her. She's so sarcastic in the show, and I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what they do with the second season, and I heard it got renewed, because I usually have a policy where I refuse to watch a new show until it's been renewed for a second season, because I got burned on many shows, including Firefly, and ever since then, I said, nope, if it doesn't have a second season, I'm not starting it. But I broke my rule for both of these, because Netflix seems to be iffy either way. So I did watch Dead to Me, and I also watched Umbrella Academy, which was kind of a superhero thing, which I like sci-fi and superhero and time travel, so I really enjoyed that. I also started The Order. I'm not all the way through, so no spoilers, please, because I'm not all the way through with the Order on Netflix. It's kind of if I had to describe The Order, I would say it was like that old Josh Jackson movie, The Skulls, mixed with witchcraft and mixed with kind of a cult leader doing bad things kind of thing. And so I'm kind of interested. Oh, and there are werewolves in it too and some stuff. So I will talk more about it after I've seen the whole thing. I don't want to give too many spoilers with what have I been watching in case, you want to watch it. But those are the three things that I've kind of watched as I've been knitting this week. Some things I like to have in the background, like when I'm scanning up my yarn or doing my dyeing, I'll have something playing in the background. And I actually love, because I kind of like true crime podcasts, so one of the things I love listening to is My Favorite Murder. So if you haven't, it's kind of like it's comedy, but it's also discussing true crime, and it's really funny. So if you haven't had a chance to try My Favorite Murder, the people who follow My Favorite Murder are called Murderinos. So if you haven't had a chance to try that, you should, because it's pretty funny. Also, one of the things that quite a while back, I don't read a lot of nonfiction books for pleasure, but I read Gretchen Rubin's Happier and Happier at Home happiness books. And so I follow her blog and I listen to her podcast and different things. And one of the things that she talked about recently was doing one thing for your future self. So, for example, to kind of motivate you, sorry, my allergies bother me. Hopefully I won't be sneezing through this podcast. So, if you, say for example, like your allergies have been really bothering you, you've been having a really rough time getting motivated to do things. Anyway, so if for example, you're having trouble being motivated, you'd say, okay, I'm going to do one thing for myself today that I'm going to appreciate tomorrow. And an example she did is to wash your sheets and make your bed nicely before you go on vacation. So when you come back, your future self will be really grateful. So I've been trying to do that. So, like for example, the household chore that I hate the most is laundry. I just don't enjoy it. It drives me crazy. Because it's like you can never be done with it. There's always dirty clothes somewhere. It's just really irritating. I can't ever be finished. I think it really pushes my I can't be finished button, because I like to complete things. So one thing I've tried to do myself is I pick a day to do the laundry and say, well, I don't want to do the laundry today, but future self tomorrow will be very happy I did. And so I've been trying to practice that this week, and I've really found that it's helped me be more productive. I was able to, I wanted to have like a newsletter or blog for my website since I put it up, but I just couldn't get around to sitting down and doing it. And I've been doing that do for your future self thing this week, and it was amazing. I got that done. I've decided instead of a newsletter, I'm just going to call it a blog. And so to get your coupon on the website that I talked about last time, you just need to get your 10% off. You just need to subscribe to the blog. There's a tab on the website. There's a home tab, a shop tab, and a blog tab. You just go to the blog tab, read the blog, and at the bottom you can hit subscribe. And then at the top, at the banner where it said subscribe, and sign up, and you'll get your 10% off, you can sign up there too, and I'll just put you on the blog list, because that's what it's going to be. So that's what I'm planning to do for that, and I was able to get my first one done. I talked a little bit about what's been going on this week. Some of my blogs will be just, hey, this is what's been going on this week. Some of them will be maybe special events or special things that have come up, with knitting. So like when I go to stitches, I'll probably have a whole blog on stitches, because maybe I'll do a blog about what it's like to take my first knitting class, because I'm a self-taught knitter from books and YouTube, and I've never actually done a knitting class in person. So I signed up for a brioche class, basics class at Stitches when I go at Stitches United in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks to be exact. And so I think I'm gonna probably do a little blog talking about the difference between you learning from a book or watching YouTube or doing a in-person class, and how the pros and cons of each, and how I learned and different things. So that should be interesting. So if lifestyle blogs aren't your thing, I'm always going to try to put in the title of the blog what that one is about, so that if you're interested in the one about stitches but maybe not interested in the one about homeschooling or whatever I've been talking about that week, then just skip over that one and go to the one you're interested in. And I'm going to try to put categories at the top on the topics on the top of the blog page, so that, say for example, maybe you're only interested in knitting, or you're only interested in homeschooling or gardening or whatever it is I'm talking about it. You should be able to just click the that particular category tab, and then you'll be able to go directly to the blogs that talk about that, and you won't have to read through every blog if you don't prefer that. So as for store and website updates, I think I've pretty much talked about most of them, just that I added in the new sock sets. I also dyed some 2-color sock and they're kind of self-striping, but what I tried to do, I'm going to have to knit with a few of them just to see if it worked. What I try to do with the math is make it to where one of the stripes was thicker than the other stripe, so it'll be two colors, and color A will have a thick stripe and a thicker stripe, and then color B will have a thinner stripe. So before I took photos and put those on the website, I wanted to do some knitting, some swatches with those, just to make sure that that's how it came out, because I changed a little bit from just your traditional two-color soft self-striping yarn. So I want to make sure, because I changed and made the one a little bigger and the one a little shorter, I want to make sure that it came out right before I title it self-striping yarn. Again, I did not bring them with me, but I just wanted to give a reminder about the giveaways that we talked about in the first podcast. So for 100 subscribers, I'll be giving away doing a drawing with the random comment generator. You'll have to leave a comment so you can be entered to win, and subscribe and to be entered to win. And it will be, I'll do a random number generator and go through the comment to get the right one. And it will be 2 Erin Lane small notions bags for US and Canada, and then because that's for physical shipping. And then for everybody, so our international viewers, I'm also going to give away an electronic pattern, so that way everybody has a chance to win something, because right now I don't have the ability to ship internationally. It's something I want to do in the future, and I will be working on the website to figure out how to set that up. But until then, I want to make sure that there's always an electronic pattern for the giveaway, so that the people outside the US and Canada have a chance to win. So for the 500 subscribers, we are doing yarn. I'm going to give away some special yarn. I might either dye a special color for that, or I might just pick the winner and then give the winner a choice of whichever color out of the shop that they like, so that make sure that they get the one that they like. And then that's for Canada and US right now. And then for we'll do another electronic pattern for everybody. Now maybe by the time we get to 500 subscribers, though I hope it's sooner rather than later, I'll have figured out how to get the worldwide shipping on the website. Now, if you are an e-commerce website and you know how to do that, and you'd like to give me pointers in the comments below, please do so, because I've never run an e-commerce site before and I don't exactly understand. I was trying, and it was easy to do the US and Canada through the Postal Service, but I'm not 100% sure how to do it by country. You had to, for the UPS, I think is what you had to select for the worldwide, and then you had to pick the countries, and it was a little more complicated. So I wasn't 100% sure how to do that, so I decided to push that to a phase 2 approach. So if you have any suggestions on how to do that, please let me know. And then for our 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away a Cindy Wood sock loom. Anyway, I think the adult one, and I think I'll probably give away I have one that you can do sock yarn with. I have an extra fine gauge, a fine gauge, and then I have the 3/8 gauge, which you can use worsted weight on. So I think what I will do is, for the winner, I will let them choose which of the 3 that they want. That way, you may be a loom knitter. Please don't enter that one if you're not don't want a loom, because that's a really nice loom, and I'd hate for a non-loom knitter that didn't want to try it out to get it. But if you do, some people prefer the extra fine looms. My favorite size loom is the 3/8 loom with the worsted weight yarn, just because when I first started, there was a lot of worsted weight yarn available. And so, I found it a little bit easier to learn on. So if you I probably will, show it on the camera when we draw for that 1,000 subscribers, and say this one is what the extra fine, and that extra fine means the spaces between the pegs, which allows you to use, and the size of the pegs, which allows you to use smaller and smaller gauged yarn. So kind of very similar to needle knitting when you use smaller and smaller needles. So if I'll show all 3, and I'll say this is the extra fine gauge, this is the fine gauge, and this is the 3/8 gauge or worsted weight gauge. So you choose which one you like and let me know is what I'll do for that one. And of course there will also be an electronic giveaway. All right, So, Stitches United is coming up in 2 weeks. I'm so excited. So if you're going to be there and you see me, come say hi. I would love to meet you guys. I'm also making some little special stitch markers that say Stitches United on the back. So we can have a stitch marker swap. We could have a meetup, whatever you choose. So tag me on Instagram. Send me a comment through the website. Write a comment down below. Let me know you're going to Stitches, and we can meet and swap a stitch marker. I promise that I will take plenty of video and plenty of pictures, and I'll put them in my blog, my next blog for that, and I'll do a special podcast for that, so you'll be able to see everything that I can possibly show, so that you'll feel like you were there too. I know I've been watching millions of videos like that since I wanted to go to Stitches, so I am not drinking tea today because it is hot outside, really hot. So I'm drinking something very nice and cool. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about today? This is going to be a fairly short podcast. But I was thinking, if you don't remember what I look like, if you see someone carrying a bag like this that says Rocket City Yarn on it, that'll be me at Stitches. So definitely say hi. And what else? Oh, and if you're going to the pajama party, the Marley Bird pajama party, I've signed up for that too. So I'm signed up for the dinner, for the fashion show, but not the dinner, because I figured I'd have dinner with the fam, because I'm bringing the fam too. So I'm signed up for the fashion show Friday night, a class on Thursday, the fashion show on Friday, and the pajama party on Friday, and then there'll be the marketplace on Saturday and Sunday. So that should be a fun time. So in closing, I just wanted to say thank you for your support. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. I'm really enjoying this new venture into podcasting. I'm hopefully going to get better each and every time. So stay with me, and I know we're gonna get better. So please visit my website, like this video, subscribe to this video. If I can get 100 subscribers, I get a lot more features and capabilities. So please subscribe to the channel. And if you want to know new colorways or what I'm doing, I always try to post something daily that has to do with the what I'm doing or the work I'm doing that day on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. I pretty much post daily there, so you'll always have something and see what's going on there. So like, follow, subscribe, and don't forget, it's okay to just want to stay home and knit. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Thanks. Bye-bye.